All right. I see Joseph Starkey in front of me and no one else, not myself. There's Dave Greenstein. Oh, and there I am. Our
Hey.
technical virtuoso, Dave Greenstein. Hard at work here. Hey, this is the Humm Daddies. I am Jake Lucas. And as I said, there's Dave Greenstein and there's Joe Starkey. Top of the morning to you, top of the evening to you, wherever you may be watching this, whenever you may be watching this. We are recording right after the Sharks just blew a 3-0 third period lead.
Oof.
Gave up 3 in the third and then lost instantly in overtime after getting out to a 3-0 quick lead. I don't know what to make of that. It's kind of deflating as we start this podcast. Sharks have been the flavor of the month, or even of the year to start off this beautiful 2026. And it's a little depressing. Things were looking great. You had just Michael Misa, the new, the 18-year-old had a trip to the net. He scored the third goal for the Sharks, and things were just looking up. They held the Oilers to nothing through 2. And it just fell apart.
The
And
Sharks were our shining light, Jake. It's the
I
one
know
thing we could hang our hat on this winter. And, I was thrilled. McDavid was going to go down, the leader in points. And I thought maybe Macklin Celebrini might catch him in the Hart Trophy race here.
it still could happen. Sure.
Could. Yeah, no, it's just
One game, guys. One game.
That was
Lot
a
of season
run.
left.
It was
Hell.
3-0. I finished dinner. I looked at the score, middle of the second period, 3-0. I was comfortable. Went to put the kids. I read them some books, put them to bed, and come back for the pod. And what the hell?
It was 3-1 with like 2.5 minutes left. So, I mean, as quickly as you can score them, you can give them up, I guess. And that's what happened in the two polar opposite
What they
ends of
do
the
to
game
deserve
there.
this? They've got nothing going for
Rob
us.
was standing on his head. He was playing his butt off. And that's what happens, I guess.
I
With
mean,
a young
is it a young team, right? Like they had some pretty incredible comebacks already this season, and that's part of being a young, momentum-driven team, right? I mean,
they had a game like this earlier in the year where they were up 3-0. I think they gave it up like in the same fashion and then won in OT. So I was hoping they still could, come back.
It's come around though. They've had some miracle wins too.
Yeah.
And I like how they start these games with the Vancouver game as well. They it was incredible. The first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
There was, I think in the first minute, Vancouver scored a goal and then the Sharks scored 3 goals in the next 10 minutes. It's like,
Yeah,
what is it?
There's
Sport.
a stat I heard. They have the second most goals scored in the first 2 minutes of a game of any team in the NHL, right behind Colorado. So
yeah, and they score.
which is the best team in the NHL, if I'm not mistaken, right?
They have been up there for quite a few years now. But yeah, the Avalanche are a strong squad, no doubt about it. And Sharks they're still going to be a strong squad. It's just a rough L, and it just happened. So forgive us. Anywho, we're the Humm Daddies. This is the first time coming at you since Sunday. The heat check was on and popping on Tuesday. And what are your guys? Do you guys want to weigh in on what happened Sunday? I made a nice exit there, and I'm still dealing with what was going
we're not
on.
mad about that, Jake. You were in poor shape, so good riddance. Yeah, we had a good time at the old Kingfish, or as Gypsy calls it, the Kingfisher. Yeah, no, it was great. 2 good games, honestly. Like, you could say that the Broncos Patriots game was not all that great because both teams look like crap in the poor weather. But hey, it was 10-7, and the Broncos could have won that game. And then the real Super Bowl after that was fun too. Kind of wish it went the other way, but here we are.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like once again you get elite coaching and elite players in the NFC Championship game, and you get the opposite in the AFC. And so the line is moving closer to the Patriots since it opened up, which is interesting. But I think the Patriots are going to be in for a little bit of a surprise when they face the most talented team they've seen by far the entire season. And I expect them to get smoked. And you can put your gypsy dollars on that.
When did the Seattle Seahawks become the 85 Bears? It's just crazy. It happened so fast.
Joe Flannery said that about them, in the middle of the year, and we all laughed at him because it was a ridiculous statement. They are not the 85 Bears. It gave up 26 points to the Rams. But I don't know. People have their defense is impressive. They're young. They're athletic. They hit hard. Mike McDonald is the class of coaching, as far as I'm concerned. The way he owns Shanahan and Purdy has really impressed the hell out of me. That dude just has them in a headlock chokehold. So Seattle's impressive.
Did the Rams just kind of whiff on that last drive where they had a chance to take the lead? I mean, they had it all the way down there, 4 downs, like inside the 6, and they can't score.
They did.
And that's where the Seahawks put the clamps down on defense. Certainly, to Jake's point, yeah, Seahawks they looked very, very vulnerable. But the Rams' offense is so supreme compared to everybody else in the NFL this year that it might just been the bend but don't break. And Seahawks were scoring at will too, and moving the ball, and they didn't give the ball back, which is one of the more impressive things that you always want to see. That's what the Patriots always seemed like they did. Every year they won a Super Bowl. They never gave the ball back when there was enough time on the clock to run it out. And that's what the Seahawks did. So congrats to those
they did
pieces
give
of
the
shit.
ball back to the Seahawks. And know what the Seahawks did? They threw a pick on the 1 to the Patriots.
That is true.
Instead of running the ball with Mr. Lynch, beast mode himself from Oakland, California, right next to our hometowns. So it's going to be a rematch there. That game lives in infamy for sure. So I'm sure the Seahawks want to make that right.
Revenge game, no doubt.
We will see if they do.
And my other thought about the Seahawks was, they got an incredible defense. Their offense is also pretty good. I'm, not talking about Darnold, but Kenneth Walker III looked very good. Cooper Kupp is on that team as like a forgotten asset, and JSN is like maybe the best offensive player in the league. He's incredible. You just throw it up to him and he makes a play. And not to mention they got good they're good at every position and medium at the quarterback position. So it's like,
if you're elite everywhere but quarterback, you're probably still winning Super Bowls. It's been done plenty of times.
Arnold's definitely not bad. I mean, he's
not bad.
Great games this year.
He's medium rare. He's fine. He's nothing. He's not. He's good enough to win.
He's capable of playing very, very well. That's
if he has time to throw. If he's got time to throw, I mean, he's got plenty of weapons. More weapons than the Niners have. As many weapons as the Rams have. So, yippee for the Seahawks.
I mean, this could be a long couple of years for us.
Let's move on. We're losing viewers. They don't want to hear about this shit. Let's move on to something more important.
I don't want to talk about it, honestly. The Super Bowl stinks.
All right, Dave, what's on our agenda tonight? What are we going to get into?
So listen, we've already covered the Super Bowl. We're going to do a little bit around the horn here on what we're drinking, what we're wearing as we typically do. There's a lot been going around the NBA right now with the Jimmy Butler injury, trade talks, Warriors, Giannis. We'll touch on that for sure. And then I think we might even go back and look at some draft picks of the Warriors just to kind of add to the allure of what the hell is going on with the Warriors right now in this the dynasty timeline running out. And then we'll maybe touch a bit on baseball, some updates and news there. And if there's any time left, we'll play a Macklin highlight.
Well, I just want to say thank you, Kai Tang, forever giant, forever in our hearts. He was traded today to the Astros to make room for Harrison Bader on the 40-man. And I just want to thank him for all the memories. Kai Tang, baby. Thank you so much. Forever giant. Can't wait for the jersey retirement.
No one went three.
Tang?
Nobody went 3 2/3 with 4 Ernies better than Tang, man.
Oh, God. Whenever the Giants had a nice hot streak going or it looked like momentum was starting to ride their way, he was there to say, not today, guys. I'm going to give 4 up in the first 2 innings. So
always left a sour taste in our mouth, Tang. Always left a sour taste.
About 3 starts in a row. So thank you, Kai Tang, forever giant. Okay. All right.
Hit
lead
the
us
Kai
with the first thing we're getting into, David.
Okay, so I'm going to set the table here a little bit. The Dubs, right? There's been a lot of talk. We're gonna take a step back. There's been some. We like to chat it up about sports all the time, and Joe has a special place for a certain sports pundit. Joe, you want to tell us about this this pundit that is a Warriors hater?
Bobby Fritz?
No. Brian.
Who?
Oh,
What?
Windy.
Oh, Windbag. Yeah. Well,
Big fella.
The windbag just loathes the Warriors. He like kisses a picture of LeBron James before he goes to bed at night. The guy, I don't know. I think he wrote a book about LeBron James. I don't know what LeBron James did to make Brian Windhorst famous, but he loves LeBron James and thinks the Warriors are crap. He's been doing this for 10 years.
You've segued too well for me. I have a clip for you right here. This is Mr. Windy after the Warriors had lost a critical game against the Lakers with the LeBron James.
Oh,
here we go.
Perfect.
This was brain death. I can't believe the team with the Warriors' pedigree and experience level made as many mental mistakes as they did down the stretch. Klay Thompson took 2 horrible shots down the stretch of this game. Steph Curry, right back to 2016 on Kevin Love. And I know Kevin Love is not Anthony Davis. One of the great regrets of Game 7 was not attack. Oh, look at that shot from Klay. My God, what is he doing? And he does another one on the left side that Steve Kerr almost passes out. Watch Steve Kerr. Yeah. Watch Steve Kerr. He can't believe it. And then Steph does not challenge. The whole point was to get Anthony Davis in ISO so you can attack him. The paint is open.
Okay, that's clip 1. It gives you a little bit of sense of
this
windbag. I got one more, and this is a funny one. And this is in tune with, we have been trying to get Mr. Jonathan Kuminga off of this team for a while. And here's what Windy had to say about
on the podcast.
On the podcast. This is when it was brought up headlining his show.
Steve Kerr doesn't believe in Kuminga necessarily as a player that fits with his core, but ownership at various times has been unwilling to trade him. And we're in the 5th year of this basic hostage situation. And Jonathan Kuminga wants out at this point.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here, leading off the signature show of the NBA, talking about a player who hasn't played for a month, who's having the worst shooting season of his career, playing for a team that self-described as mediocre. Jimmy Butler called the team mediocre the other day, and he wasn't wrong. Steve Kerr recently called the team a fading dynasty, and he wasn't wrong. What are we doing here? If he had an offer last summer from another team, he would have signed an offer sheet. He didn't have an offer sheet. A pox on both of their houses. I've had enough of this. This is not a significant thing. Just move on. I can't take it anymore. We've seen Anthony Slater go through 4 seasons in his backyard talking about this story, about a guy who is not a significant. Shams and Slater reported 2 weeks ago he had a chance to play, and he said, I got a back injury.
Okay. So with that, that's Mr. Windy, Joe's heartfelt Warriors supporter. And
the hatred that Windbag has for this organization is just unconscionable. Why does he hate us so much?
Oozes out of him. It just oozes out of him.
So with that, there's been quite a few updates, and Windy seems to be leading the charge here, thinking that Giannis is headed to the Warriors. But let's lead in here. 2 more quick clips, and then we'll get into this whole bit.
Yeah, the Bucks are out there on the phones, Greeny, calling to try to acquire talent, which is both fascinating and confusing the rest of the league because this team is going nowhere. They're now, as you mentioned, 3-12 without Giannis, and the indication would be that they need to either tank or trade Giannis or do both. They are now.
All right, and then with that last one here, Giannis to the Warriors.
Okay, Windy, we're here in New York City where every question is, who's the Giants offensive coordinator going to be, and are we going to get Giannis? The 2-time MVP, we now know, Shams reported yesterday that Milwaukee is now listening to offers. When you talk to people around the league, which teams are viewed as realistic suitors for Giannis in a trade?
Yeah, so I think the team that you've got to look at who can make a straight up trade, just a 2-team trade with Milwaukee and make a compelling offer is the Golden State Warriors. Primarily because they control all of their trade assets. If they were willing to offer all of them, that's 4 first-round picks, potentially a couple of pick swaps, plus some, young players that are interesting, including Brandon Pajemski, who's a Milwaukee native.
There you go. Have at it. Yum, yum, yum.
Well, gosh, I do not trust Windbag for 1 second after hearing all that crap. The guy clearly despises this franchise for unknown reasons. I mean, I think it's because he's aligned with LeBron James over all these years. He's written books about him, and he just has grown this fierce hatred and is just trying to bury the franchise. He hates Curry. He hates Steve Kerr. Who hates these people with such passion other than Brian Windhorst? I don't know.
It's funny because LeBron actually makes fun of him too. I remember LeBron on ESPN was getting interviewed, and he's like, "Who's this Windhorst guy? He's weird, right? It's real weird. Like he follows me around. It's weird." And he still jocks him even after that. So I don't know. And I think the claim is Windhorst went to high school with him or something in Cleveland. Is that a thing?
Oh, that's crazy.
But he's a Midwestern guy, it sounds like, at the minimum. So there's definitely a connection there.
Yeah, something like that.
So
but anyway,
I don't trust Windhorst here.
No, but go ahead.
All right. Well, I don't trust him. I would like this news to come, this breaking news that the Warriors are the front runner to make this trade with Milwaukee to come from some other source, because all I can think of is Brian Windhorst thinks we're a great fit to give away all of our assets to Milwaukee for Giannis Antetokounmpo, which I would like to have. He's a great player. But coming from this source makes me feel very uneasy because he wants us to die. I'm pretty sure. He does not want us to be successful as a franchise. You just can tell. So the fact that he's just like, the Warriors would be a perfect trade companion to give away every single asset they've ever had.
Well, Starkey, I hate to break it to you, but that's now the consensus amongst everybody.
Yeah, because Brian Windhorst broke this news.
And Shams.
Yeah, I mean, Shams has no bad will against the Warriors. So get into it. A lot of Warriors fans, including myself, would trade anything to get Giannis and pair him with Steph. And it looks like it's a possibility right now. Honestly, what say you? What do you think about this whole thing?
Well, I'll start by saying I love the idea of Giannis Antetokounmpo and Steph being together. Mm-hmm. I mean, 2 fantastic human beings. I think their games really would feed off each other. Right. I just, I think it would be a match made in heaven. I just wish that match was made like 3 years ago, like 2023. They would have ran the world. I also think you probably need, a third banana on that team. I'm just concerned there's going to be 2 stars and a bunch of Pat Spencers running around. And I don't know if that's going to win you more than, 60% of your games. So,
well, right now, isn't there 1 star and a bunch of Pat Spencers running around?
Yeah, not great.
Yeah, it's not.
And they're still competitive. They're still. I mean, they're still probably going to be a playoff
without Jimmy Butler for how many games? I hope they're competitive. I root for them with all my heart, but I don't know if that's really a path for success here.
If a healthy Giannis and a healthy Steph are together down the stretch, to our brethren Artavon's point, he said, put any 3 bozos with those 2, and they will look like they know how to play great basketball. And I tend to kind of agree with him. I mean, if you have 3, competent pro basketball players with Steph Curry, are the best point guard of his generation and one of the best of all time, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, the best center of his generation, or power forward center / and one of the best big men of all time. If you put 3 solid pro basketball players with those 2 gods,
and they're healthy, these 3 solid basketball players.
You don't think the Warriors have 3 solid basketball players that can play with those 2 guys?
Yeah, we're talking about 2-way players here. Is what we're talking about. We're talking about Guy Santos, Pat Spencer, and Quentin Post.
What about Anthony Melton? D'Anthony Melton.
Anthony Melton.
Milwaukee, for all I know.
Anthony Melton. And your boy Pods. What about Big Pods, the untradeable?
Stop mentioning Pods is from Milwaukee. My boy Pods is God.
Yeah, I would love for him to be traded, honestly. I'm gonna take a
Pods
Pods
from Milwaukee,
myself.
and Jimmy Butler went to Marquette, and this is the match made in heaven. The Warriors got all kinds of first-round draft picks to give away. This is like, oh, it's already happened.
Okay, so I think if you have Moody out there, DeAnthony Melton out there, a number of those role player guys are more than capable of playing good ball with Steph and Giannis. I would love to see this happen. It sounds like most of them, from me, checking in with friends, listening to the radio, most people would absolutely die for this to happen.
Well, Jake, this isn't the first time this has been mentioned. We've been thirsting for Giannis Antetokounmpo for, I think, 3 years. And I really think this would be a perfect match for Steph. But I just think you need one other guy. And the other thing is, you're putting all of your eggs, like a decade of eggs, a 5 dozen Costco-sized basket of eggs into this. And he's injured right now. Steph Curry was injured in the playoffs last year. Steph Curry will be 38 next year. Antetokounmpo will be 32 next year. These guys easily can get injured, and we're just Tostitos. Well, one of those guys is not playing, we do not win.
That's a fair point. Can I make 2 quick points here? One, I agree with Jake. If you put those 2 guys together and they stay healthy, yes, the Warriors become a top 3 team in the West right then, right there, automatically, even with the rest of the randos they have on the team right now. But as we saw with Jimmy Butler this year, as we saw with Steph in the playoffs last year, one of those big gods goes down and you can't, pull in and a couple of extra wins. You're not going to win anything with either of those guys out. You're done. Your season's over. So it's a really high consequence situation to go with this. Is it worth the risk? I still am kind of on Jake's side. Like, I'd rather roll with it. And the reason being that first round picks are not guaranteed anywhere. And if we're gonna go through this in a little bit, the Warriors have had a lot of first round picks over the years, and even when they've had lottery picks, they haven't resulted necessarily in a pick that they maybe made in a second round, aka Draymond Green, aka Jeremy Lin. Not that Jeremy Lin was a star by any stretch, but he had a few good years and he's better than a lot of the other.
Well, this is where I'm totally torn on this. I think it's one of those situations where the heart and mind have gone different paths on the yellow brick road here. And I just, I don't know. I can't just submarine torpedo Curry here. I got to ride with our boy and what's best for him. It's hard for me. I just think I can't give up on Curry because what he's done for the franchise. But in that same vein, I don't think that's a winning strategy for the next 10 years.
So let me ask you, would you rather trade Curry and get high draft picks and start all over?
I can't imagine it. Can you imagine trading Curry?
The only other option is to just,
a week if we trade Curry.
Right.
Let me
the option,
my kids get free books at their school from Steph and Aisha Curry. I love this guy. The best thing that's happened to sliced bread around here.
You have to take the high risk shot at getting him another championship.
What question, Joe?
Just want to tread water for the rest of his career and be like a 500 team? Does that sound like a fun exit for Curry and the rest of his career?
This is bad. Not good.
This goes back to, if you could, let me ask this question, Joe. If by trading for Giannis, the Warriors in the next 2 years win magically one more championship and then go silent for 20 years, you get worth it. Okay.
Worth it.
Because you've made this comment before. In the NBA, there are 30 teams, so the expectation should be I get a championship every 30 years. So with that in mind, even if you suck for 20 of them, or 30 of them, or 29 of them, one championship is worth it. And one championship is even more worth it for Steph Curry because it accelerates him to this next echelon of top 5 players all time.
Real quick off topic, the 49ers have gone 31 years now since they beat the Chargers. And there's 32 teams in the league. So we're due next year.
Sickening, pathetic. Time for a new voice.
Thomas.
Oh, God. Well, the other thing is if Giannis comes out, maybe Steve Kerr won't retire or,
No, I don't. I highly doubt Steve Kerr would retire if Giannis came over. I think that's a guarantee.
I agree.
Yeah, and I just think that'd be so fun, man. Those are two great personalities, Steph and Giannis, for superstars. It just, even if injuries happen, and they probably would, honestly, you just got to take that shot if it's there for you. You have to. There's no other choice.
Yeah.
We just need to come up with some kind of talent. Moses Moody, 26 points, I think, last night. Maybe he can be the guy.
Yeah.
That bench looks pretty bare. I don't know.
Yeah, but what's the other option, Joe, is what I'm asking you. What else do you do?
I think the other option is to keep all your freaking first round draft picks. And then you get right real quick to Steph Curry, like go to
have a
Charlotte
vanilla end of Steph's career. Like what? Who wants that?
No, you're right. I mean, I'm tortured by this. Like we either trade our whole like a freaking decade away, or
So this, guys, is a concept trade, and you can find about 1,000 versions of these on Reddit. But I thought it's a fun, at least, example of like, okay, here's kind of how we could see things being spiced up in a situation where we end up with Giannis. In this situation, that we'd have to pick up some other contracts, but
oh my gosh, we're just trading the Milwaukee Bucks for the Golden State Warriors, pretty much.
What the hell's going on here?
So it's a 3-way trade, including the Hornets. And the Hornets make out with a couple of the Warrior picks. They get Trace Jackson-Davis, Miles Turner from the Bucks. It's just a huge, big move. But what this tells you is there's different ways to structure this. But no matter what, you're going to see the Warriors giving up, it looks like, maybe 4 to 5 first-round picks, whether it's entirely to the Bucks or to a couple, if it's a 3-way trade. So is it
our new starting lineup is Antetokounmpo, Kuzma, Bobby Portis, Gary Trent Jr., and Steph Curry, and then we have nobody else.
Unless
I was under the impression we could trade Butler, like Kuminga, and then just picks.
No, I think it was Butler, Kuminga, Pods, and
Yeah, but we need to get back someone to at least match the, probably be Kuzma and Antetokounmpo.
Right.
But I don't think they're going to trade Kuzma for Kuminga.
But Joe's boy Wendy was saying we didn't need a third team. That was Wendy's whole point, is that the Warriors didn't need a third team.
That's true. I was giving it a sample of what could be a trade version. My point is, first rounders, 3 to 4 minimum.
I was thinking 7, 8, 9. Take them all. Take 10 years of first rounders. I don't care about them. The Warriors have given us no first round like anything since Clay and Draymond. Since Steph, Clay, and Draymond.
Oh man, well, this could be a problem. Like,
what do we have? Jacob Evans.
These could be some pretty nice picks when we suck ass. Like when we're gonna be lottery picks. We're gonna be like top 5 picks. We're giving them away for years. It's
Joe,
are they going to be lottery protected, any of them?
I'm assuming some would be. Like, for example, if Giannis gets hurt and the Warriors just have to tank, they'd probably still get their pick back if they were, a lottery protected pick 1 through 5 or something. They usually do that with the expectation that you would never give away something that good because you're that bad. So I'm sure there's ways to massage things around a little bit to make the Warriors have a little more protection. But here's the thing. Like, we need Steph to have a great player with him so we can ride playoff games. The Warriors collect some cash, and then hopefully we just buy some players for a little while until we find a pick in 2035.
No, what Joe's nightmare would be, I'm thinking of this off the top right now, I remember when the Nets got like Paul Pierce and Garnett from the Celtics and gave up a ton of their future picks, and then the Celtics instantly got good with Tatum and Brown, and that turned into what should have been a dynasty. We definitely would make the Bucks give them the chance to be a dynasty.
We would become the Nets for sure thereafter. We'd be buying the Kevin Durant's for a little bit. We'd be picking up, old stars. That would be the way of the Warriors.
We would be the Brooklyn Nets in that scenario, and they'll be the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the Milwaukee Bucks will own the 30s. They'll be great.
At least they're in the East.
Yes, exactly.
Their best player will be my boy Brandon Podziemski.
All right, before we get into digesting the picks, Jake, let's go around the horn and do a little bit of what are you drinking, what are you wearing? I think it's about time. We're 30 minutes into the pod.
I'll start off. I've kind of already gotten into it and over it. Well, the Warriors, we're talking about them a lot. Go Dubs. Let's get Giannis, despite what Mr. Cub says. And here's this great jersey of the Sharks. My pride and joy. My Celebrini jersey. I thought was going to be so damn.
With Celebrini and Smith. It's Will Smith for Macklin.
That was against the Rangers.
Smith to Celebrini. Absolute magic.
Yeah, there's still a lot of that to come. Don't get me wrong. It's just a rough hell tonight. We're dealing with it. We're dealing with it live. But I still go Sharks. Great season so far. It's going to continue. And I'm getting over the flu, legit flu. Gave it to my 1.5-year-old boy. Wife is still in bed it's been 3 days for her in bed. I spent most of a couple days in bed and I still have like a bad cold, but it's so funny. The new lease on life you have once you're over the flu and you're so thankful to just have a bad cold. It's incredible. That's how the flu works, guys. I'm getting a flu shot next year. That's for damn sure. And, wanted to have a bottle. So here I'm always with my NAs on this one.
So do you realize that Celebrini is half the age of Steph Curry? What Steph Curry is 37 and he's not quite half, 19 and 37.
Yeah.
He'll be 38 next year. But I think these ships are passing here, handing off the baton, and it's really going to be about the Sharks, I think, for the next bunch of years is what's going to
that's
happen.
what I've been thinking. Their nucleus is it just reminds me so much of the Clay, Steph, Draymond, or the Buster, B. Craw, Mad Bum, Lincecum, whatever. Misa's 18, dude. Will Smith is 19 as well, I believe. So it's going to be a hell of a future for these guys. And they're just starting, and they're already competitive with the best teams in the league. It's going to be so fun. And tonight sucked.
You know what? Hey, Dubs fans, jump on the Shark Tank bandwagon. It's going to be a good ride. Diversify your portfolio a little bit. I know you might not have been watching as many hockey games over the last bunch of years, but it's coming quick. The Sharks were in the playoffs for like a jillion years, and I think it's been about 6 or 7 years since they've been there. It's back, baby. They're making the playoffs this year,
and they're fun,
6 years. Dude. Maybe that's the magic number of what the Warriors will have to get over to move into the being relevant again after the Giannis trade is over. Joe, what are you drinking? What are you wearing?
A little Stone IPA. Got myself a Warriors bucket on and a new Cubs jersey. My favorite player growing up, Dennis Eckersley, played for the Cubs for a few years.
Oh, cool.
And I turned 43. I saw a number 43 Dennis Eckersley jersey, and I couldn't buy it because I'm no longer an Oakland A's fan, or I am an Oakland A's fan. I'm no longer an Athletics fan. So I bought the Cubs version of a Dennis Eckersley jersey for my birthday. Hey, there you go.
Hey, dude. You have the Indians too?
Oh, that'll be next to my collection. The year's not over. The year 43 has just begun.
Nice. I like that.
All right. Well, I guess I'm the last one here. I'm drinking another Fieldwork, radios and rodeos, and slipping into a nice little Sea Ranch supply. Have you guys been to Sea Ranch before?
Yeah.
Along the California coast. I mean,
absolutely.
For anybody who doesn't really come up and into Northern California and go see that coastline, don't tell anybody because it is spectacular. I mean, as soon as you get on one from Stinson all the way up to Mendocino, it is just gorgeous, breathtaking, perfect. It's shut up and enjoy the view. So
I stayed at a house on the golf course there, and you just walk that course and look over the cliffs, and it's just gorgeous, man. That's one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in the entire world.
It's crazy. The Northern California coast is just barren and beautiful, and nobody knows about it. Feels like and everybody's like, "Oh, California, it's too crowded, too expensive." Blah, blah, blah. You don't even know the half of it. It's
we pay our taxes to have access to these views on a regular basis. That's for sure. Or we pay them because we don't need to get political. All right. Anyway, continuing forward here.
Well, hold on. I just want to say something to that because it's a good conversation. We're not politically, but A lot of people move out. My sister moved to Sacramento, and my wife's family moved to Folsom. And it's not worth the price of, all that we pay exactly, but just to be able to go to the Berkeley Marina, which is like a mile away from my house with my kids, every day damn near when we can, is such a treat. I mean, the Bay Area is gorgeous, like right on the coast, right on the bay. I really soak it in and enjoy, and am very thankful for places like the Richmond Marina, the Emeryville Marina. I mean, just being right there on the water it's insane. The Point Pinole. I mean, much
Point
love
Isabel
to the Bay
Park.
Area.
If you'll have a doggy.
Point Isabel. Absolutely. I grew up right there. So it's God bless the East Bay and our little expensive cove here.
Which is one of the reasons why if you don't have sports in the Bay Area and it really sucks and you don't have a team, you still got the Bay Area. So there's that.
Right.
Yeah. We're not in Cleveland out here, guys. So, have a couple bad seasons, we'll survive.
We'll be all right. Well, you still got World Cup. We'll be okay. All right. Let's get into these picks. I want to talk to you guys about, remember Steph Curry, round 1, number 7 pick. Who's the skinny guy out of North Carolina? He's going to get hurt. What a waste. I can't believe we picked this guy. Was some Warrior fans. And some Warrior fans were excited.
No. That's not how it went down. I have to interrupt you. Yeah, we all watched him in the tournament. He was magic. He played for Davidson, and he was upsetting fools single-handedly. He looked like a tiny person, like a Smurf, but he was winning games by himself, scoring like 40 points.
But that's college basketball, Joe.
It was exciting. It was
Steph was real hot coming out of college. He was real hot
until his ankles gave up. Then that was a little concerning.
Okay,
that's
so
when fan base.
Let me just put it this way. I agree with you. The excitement around Curry was real, and it was exciting to get him. But everyone was saying this skinny kid's going to get the shit beaten out of him in the NBA. And in the first couple of seasons, he broke. And all of a sudden, it was, are you in the Steph camp? Or are you in the Monte camp? What camp were you in, Joe?
Oh, I think we were all in the Monte camp.
I was Monte heavy. Monte heavy.
I think we were all in the Monte camp. I mean, just look at the Chris Mullin jersey retirement ceremony where we booed the shit out of Joe Lacob. I mean, we had.
We're
no
fickle
confidence.
fans. We're fickle fans. But
we thought he was broken.
Well, and Monte was the only fun part of the Warriors. He was such a joy to watch. I mean, and that's kind of what we were accustomed to. We were this beaten down franchise that just loved watching these scores on losing teams, and Monte was that, and he was fun to watch. And
the devil
Steph
we
wasn't
knew
even on the court.
The devil we knew was the Monte-led Warrior type teams for decades, and then finally, we got a guy who could actually, become this GOAT-ish type player. I mean, for what it is, and taking this horrific Warriors team to places that we can't even fathom, and now we're clambering for a 5th championship with the guy and forgetting the fact that we used to have nothing. So
I don't think anyone saw how great he was going to become to this level.
No,
I
mean, that comes with that comes with honing your skills, with taking care of your body, all of these things. And he's done all of them.
He's one of those psychos when it comes to competition, like your Jordans and Brady's. He's he just wants to keep getting better and better every year, and his work ethic is second to none. He's a nutcase. And I guess who was it? Was Jerry West around then when that trade happened? I think.
I don't know if he was there quite yet, but he might have been. Wasn't he still? Because he helped.
I think he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might have been the one who helped make that decision, because that guy kind of saw that in people, and he saw that in Clay too. Because
he
stopped us
from
trading
guy.
Clay for Kevin Love.
Yep,
and that Jerry West was a huge part of the early formation of that kind of crazy competitiveness that that was finally brought out of the Warriors after having so many losing seasons year after year.
So one of the things we talked about recently in this pod was, what happens if we trade a bunch of first-round picks? And what if those are picks that become lottery picks that have potentially a much higher value than the lower ones? And the keyword being potentially. And so I wanted to kind of read off to you guys, let's look at the first 8 years of what we had with Curry starting off in 2009. We'll go down the list here, and you tell me how you think we did, and if you think we could ever duplicate that, because then I'll read you the next 6 to 7 years, and we'll see how we did with both lottery picks and non-lottery picks. Does that sound like a little down memory lane?
There's some these second round picks. There's some random names in here, but go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So we will skip ones that don't really matter. We'll gloss over them. So Steph Curry, number 1 pick for the Warriors, number 7 overall, 2009. We also drafted Brandon Jennings, who had a pretty decent career, and he was traded for Corey Maggette, and Austin Day, drafted in the 15th overall pick, and was traded for Radmanovich and Raja Bell. I'll say that all of that accounted to about nothing for the Warriors. Yeah, we probably got some extra wins with Corey Maggette. I think Corey Maggette did a decent job. Brandon Jennings had a few good years. I don't know if he would have paired well with another 2 guards, but there you go.
Brandon Jennings was a chucker. That guy loved to shoot the ball and at a low percentage. So he kind of fizzled out quite a bit.
So the Warriors continued to suck. So then we got lottery pick number 6 in 2010, Ekpe Udo. What do you remember of Udo? Not much.
The name, kind of
instant bust. Instant bust.
Round
number
2 pick.
6 overall. Ekpe Udo sucked.
He was 6 overall.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Curry was number 7. This guy the next year was number 6. We followed up our beautiful Curry.
Who else was in that draft with Ekpe Udo?
I mean, imagine we had a decent pick in 2010. That would have been even better.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a whiff.
So, and then we also got Jeremy Lin, number 46 overall in round 2, who had some Lin
memorable
sanity moments for us. More for the Knicks, obviously.
Well before Lin sanity.
Yeah. So then 2011, very next year, Warriors still in the lottery, and we get Klay Thompson. Okay. So this is where the Warriors obviously got lucky and got really lucky, because you just created the greatest backcourt of all time in 3 years.
Why is this luck? These are good picks.
Because I believe that you can't see the true facet of quality players for the most part in a draft pick. I think there's a lot. I think it's like 50% luck, 50%, being able to read a player. That's what
Jerry West, it's hitting like 700 right now. Look at this.
Yeah, Mark Jackson called them the best shooting backcourt he'd ever seen when they were in like their 3rd and 4th year.
I gave you three years, and they hit on those 2 picks. We're gonna get further down, and you're gonna realize we didn't hit on a lot of other picks.
Sure.
I mean, they look fantastic so far.
Yeah. And then Charles Jenkins was the round 2, number 44 pick. I don't never heard of him. Charles Jenkins. All right. 2012 comes around. Hey, guess what, guys? We got number 7 again, because Curry's been hurt, Monte's gone, Klay Thompson's starting to figure it out as a rookie. Harrison Barnes from North Carolina comes in.
Still doing things.
And he is, and he was a good pick, and I think we almost, in order of quality, Curry, Klay, and Harrison, we did great in picking those 3 with the miss in 2010.
There would be no KD without Harrison Barnes. I'll tell you that.
I will tell you that I think 2012 was probably our best draft year in the last couple of decades, because we got Harrison Barnes, Festus Ezeli at number 30 in round 1, Draymond Green in round 2, and then Kuzmic, who's who cares? But those 3 players played significant minutes, won championships, and 2 are around and 1 is in the booth.
Who's Draymond? Who?
I mean, look at that. Festus for the 30th pick and Draymond for the 35th pick, followed by Harrison Barnes. This guy, he's still playing.
Solid. His career was cut short by injury, but
Festus was solid.
Great.
Yeah.
Harrison Barnes averaging 10.5 points a game this year. Look at that.
And now Festus is huge for NBC Sports Bay Area on the pre and post.
I like Festus.
Yeah.
His attire is very festive.
Wow. Yeah. Dante Whitner definitely recommended his clothing designer to him.
Right.
This is when the Warriors turned a corner in 2012, the end of that season. Because I think 2013 we started to see this team's for real. I believe is that the year that they squared off and lost against the Clippers in the first round, or was that where they lost to the Spurs?
I think it was 2013 they lost the Clippers.
And then 2014 they lost to the Spurs.
So 2012, 2013, they beat the Nuggets in the first round, lost to the Spurs second round. Then the following year they lost the Clippers in 7, and then the next year is when they won the championship.
Right. Okay, you're throwing me off with these draft years, right?
So you're seeing a team become very real very quick, and this is when our picks started to fall off dramatically because obviously. So 2013 we had no picks, so we picked up Kent Bazemore undrafted, and Kent Bazemore was a fine player off the bench for the Warriors for a couple of years.
Is that 'cause we got Iggy or something like that?
My guess is we traded a pick because we probably had a pretty low
For
round
Iggy,
1 pick at that point.
Iggy, yeah.
Could have been for Iggy. Yeah.
Good.
That makes sense.
Good trade.
Good trade. Okay, now we get to the dark days where the Warriors are round 1, number 30 for a while or worse.
Yeah, what are you gonna do with a 30th pick? That's nothing.
Well,
so
I mean, we
you
hit
get
on
Festus
second rounder
and Draymond Green. So, 2 of the 5 players that you would say are pretty solid. It is the exception. But yeah, we went pretty dark. So number 30 picks are pretty useless.
Read them off.
Hey, look at this. Keep going, yeah.
Dwight Powell, number 2. This is in 2014, was a round 2 pick. All not in the league for very long. 2015, Kevon Looney. That was a great number 30 round 1
UCLA
pick.
Stud. I liked his game.
It was a great pick.
Yeah, he didn't play for like 2 years.
Round 2 was Katie Lalonde. I don't know who that is. I
Never
don't know
heard
if
of
I'm pronouncing that correctly. 2016. Again, we have the 30th round 1 pick, and we get Damian Jones, which miss.
He was pretty
Patrick
good.
McCaw,
Who was bad?
round 2, number 38. These are players that
McCaw was solid.
I don't know if solid means they played a year off the bench and then they were gone, but I would call them zeros.
He was a weird dude. He he self-sabotaged his career, but
he was pretty talented. He had some good run for a bit.
Yeah. Inconsistency is the main thing that I see in these young players. Like Moody is a classic example of a guy that you see, man, this guy could be really good, and then he just turns it off. 2017 Jordan Bell, round 2, number 38.
Dude, he came in hot. He looked really good, real springy, and then he was just so immature and kind of played himself off the team. I remember.
Was he an
Arizona
Arizona
he charged
State
him with
guy?
a porn to Mike Brown's room or something?
Oregon.
On the road.
Jordan Bell went to Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon. There you go.
But
I knew he was in the Pac-12.
He played a prank on Mike Brown and charged porn on the road to Mike Brown's hotel room, and that got him cut from the squad.
That's too much. 2018 round 1, number 28th pick, Jacob Evans. And then round 2 was Marcus Derrickson. Yeah. So, in essence, after other than Kevon Looney, from 2013 through 2018, we had nothing. Nothing came of those picks.
But we had no good picks, Dave. Look at these are all 30, 55, 30.
Correct.
What are we gonna do with those?
Correct. So we'll get down into the next.
I would argue that for the picks we had, these are decent.
Okay, that's fair. 2019, we picked in round 1, number 28, Jordan Poole, who helped propel us to the 2022 championship season. Clearly didn't work out ultimately, but he's a talented player and he's definitely a
I will take the championship in 2022 with Jordan Poole. Thank you, Jordan, for your service.
Yeah, exactly. And then Alan Smoligic and Eric Pascal.
I love Eric Pascal.
Eric Pascal. What happened to him? He burnt out.
He was
quick.
decent.
I mean, he would come in and just take over a game.
I remember he was a big deal in that rookie sophomore All-Star game. And then just fell off the face of the earth. I don't know exactly what happened to him.
I thought he was awesome.
He got traded for Alec Burke or something maybe, and then just fell out of favor in the NBA. I don't, that happens with these guys. Sometimes they look flashy, they look good, and then they're gone. I don't,
it's hard.
A lot of these Warriors players have moments. I remember.
Yeah,
and then they're
I do
just
too.
gone.
All right, here's what gets real dark. This is where you start to think, who cares about picks?
This is it.
This is the one.
2020, following horrific injuries to both Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, our season was completely shattered. We lost a year of greatness to injury. And with that, though, we picked up the number 2 overall pick in the lottery. And we're like, oh, my gosh. All right, well, we don't get Anthony Edwards. Aw, shucks. I wish we had. So we picked James Wiseman, Jamie. And out the gate, his rookie year, the dude looked like he had some game. He was moving down the court. He was hitting Jays. You're like, this is going to be our new, like, tall inside guy that's going to, work with Draymond. I was stoked. And then it just
I was too. I got his jersey. I bought his jersey. Unbelievable. And I mean, a rumor has it Lacob still believed in him, like as recently as last year.
This is what we're believing. We're understanding now of Joe Lacob is he continues to believe, which is great as an owner in a franchise, not in a player who can change much more. So yeah, Jake, what is there to say other than let's move on? Nico Mannion never did anything.
There's more to say, Dave.
Okay.
The 2020 draft was kind of lame. I mean, there was a couple guys. So after Wiseman was LaMelo Ball, Patrick Williams, Isaac Okoro, Okongwu, Killian Hayes, Obi Toppin, Denny Avdia. He's pretty good. Jalen Halliburton. And then you get down to Tyrese Halliburton at the 12th pick. He's great.
But he got passed on by a lot of teams, I guess. So.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this first round, there's just a bunch of nobodies. So we just got kind of hosed with our number 2 pick. We didn't get Anthony Edwards, and there was not much to pick after it.
Yeah. I mean, to hit on Halliburton would have been amazing, but the chances weren't, were going to be that we wouldn't do that. So it was a bad year to have the number 2 pick, sure, but to pick a guy who just fell off, isn't in the NBA anymore, you can't do that with the number 2 pick.
Yeah. It's tough. It was a tough one. He may have been the obvious choice, but he was coming pretty much out of high school. It was during COVID. It was a weird time.
He played what, 5 games in college or something?
5 games in college. It was not a good sample size. Not a good sample size. It was a rough one. I'll give the Warriors a little bit of anyone could have fucked that one up on that one. However,
him and Trey Lance are so similar. Like him and Trey Lance were close together, and they were such bad draft picks, and they were so similar with their lack of experience.
Synergy of crap.
Yeah.
2021 comes around, and once again, the Warriors. I don't remember how we picked up both of these lottery picks in 7 and 14. I don't recall if we traded for them because we weren't bad the last year. I guess we were decent. Anyway, we get Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody. And we've seen glimmers of greatness in both of these players, but there's been so much inconsistency and so much lack of taking it to the next level that to me at number 7 and number 14, they're both busts, with Jonathan Kuminga being a much greater bust than Moses Moody.
We got one of those picks from Minnesota in the trade that got us Wiggins, which was such a haul for giving up what's his face, D'Lo.
Oh yeah,
that was an amazing trade by the Warriors to get Wiggins and a first-round pick to give up D'Angelo Russell,
a number 1 pick overall, and Wiggins.
That was genius.
Yeah,
this is when we were light years ahead.
You're right, but we didn't do much with that pick, did we?
Yeah, so we've missed on number 2, number 7, number 14. Those 3 lottery picks. And then 2022, round 1 was Patrick Baldwin Jr. at number 28. We got Ryan Rollins and Guy Santos. Nothing in 22. And then 2023, I think the jury's still out on Brandon Podziemski and Trace Jackson Davis. But so far, Brandon Podziemski is probably better, even though he wasn't a lottery pick, better than or has a higher likelihood of sticking around the Warriors and playing more minutes than either of those 3 lottery picks from 2020 to 2021.
Man, I was just looking back at the 2021 draft, and right after Kuminga was Franz Wagner.
And that's who Bob Myers and Steve Kerr wanted to draft, but Joe Lacob said, no, we want Kuminga.
I love
that was a
Kuminga.
mistake.
So there you go.
Joseph Lacob, come on.
Yeah.
We can't
And
complain too
Wagner's
much
a
about
Wagner.
Lacob, though.
Franz Wagner is a certified bona fide superstar in the NBA. And Kerr saw it coming, and so did Bob Myers, but they weren't listened to.
So, I mean, overall, you know, I think we're about hitting 3 for 7 over the Curry generation. Curry, Clay, Harrison. And we missed
the
on
Jonathan Kuminga one's weird. I just don't even know what to do with that. He's like talented enough to be a good NBA player too.
Yeah, the thing is, it was such a weird pick because he'd played basketball for 2 years his whole life when they picked him. Like, he went from 1 year in the Congo to 1 year in that Walnut Creek G League, you know, that G League team. And
high risk.
He's just such a project. He's such a project, and you don't plug a guy like that into a well-oiled machine with all these veterans. You know, you can't teach a guy how to play basketball instantly.
He would have been a perfect guy to play for Mark Jackson.
Yeah, no, he would have been a perfect guy for some, you know, shitty team.
Yeah, he'd be a perfect Sacramento King.
Wagner would have fit right in and been a stud. So, you know, and so that tells you, this makes my point. You just got to pull the trigger while you got Steph Curry. And if you can get Giannis, get him. Even if they get old, whatever. There's no sure things with draft picks. Never have been, and there never will be. Hate to tell you.
Yeah, so, you know, listen, if we were to trade, let's just put it like this. We were 3 for 7 on lottery picks. If we trade 4 lottery picks and we say, let's just call it 50%, that 2 of those players of the 4 that we would get would ultimately be really good or to great players, I think 2 really good to potentially 1 great player is worth the trade-off for Giannis. And with the, you know, another 3 or 4 years of a known great player. I think that trade-off to me makes sense. Once you go to 5 first-round picks, now I'm like, I'll have to rethink about that one. That's where my head is at. Is you just kind of look at it from the body of the last, you know, statistically. And Jake's got a blank stare on his face. Come back to us, Jake.
He's here.
I'm here.
I'm just stuck.
You're staring off into the distance.
Yeah, I just don't think they're going to be able to win a championship. I guess maybe that's too much. You know, we're going to be Curry, Giannis, and Kyle Kuzma. I just don't, you know, I don't think that's going to get it done. But
you think OKC's too good? The field's too good, Joe?
The field's too good. You know, Joker and whoever. I think they're going to take us down, even with a healthy Curry and Giannis, which I freaking hope they would be healthy if this happens. Yeah, I don't know. But you know what? Honestly, we owe it to Steph Curry. He's given us 4 championships, and even more than that, 73 win season. Yada yada yada. One of the greatest people, athletes that there's ever been.
You just yada yada over the best part.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's just pull the trigger and see what happens. But we'll be back next week to find out if indeed it does. Let's get to some kid stories. It's getting late.
Yep.
Let's hear about the children.
The kids. I got
Starkey,
a good one.
hit me with some kid stuff.
Oh.
All right, Dave, you go first.
Shoot,
me?
Dave.
Okay. I mean, good. This is fun. So my daughter, we spent a weekend with another family who has a 2.5-year-old, maybe 5 months older than Adrian. And it was the first time Adrian had been around another kid for a long enough period of time to create a little bit of rapport. And after that weekend, since it was back in December, little Jack, or Jackie, as she refers to him, has become like this intimate crush. And it is the cutest thing to hear her every day. You know, you put Jackie into her mindset. She thinks, oh, we're going to see Jackie today. Jackie. Oh, Jackie. It is the cutest thing. And I was walking Adrian and my dog, and you know, she's like, are we going to go see Jackie right now? I was like, let's go see. Maybe we'll walk by their house and they'll be out there. And you know, on the way, I'm like, so you want to see their dog? His name is River. And I was like, do you want to see, or do you like River more or Jackie more? She's like, oh, Jackie's the best. And it was just the cutest little thing. So anyway, first crush.
Nice.
So, yeah, my kid is starting baseball, which for me was, a monumental part of my childhood. And so I'm very excited for Hudson to get started with Little League. And he's not that interested in it. I think I'm more interested than he is. If we're being truthful. But his friend's playing now. He wants to play. Well, okay, we're starting. We're gonna play in the league, and his buddy's dad is going to be the manager, and he's like, "Well, we need in order to keep the kids in the same school together. We need another coach." It's like, "All right, I'll be the coach. I'll help you, coach. No problem." Oh, I love it. I can't wait. So we had to go to like a coaching clinic last night. I'm like, oh my God. And, they spent all this time talking about how, it's all about having fun and not about winning. And, all these guys, these like a room full of 100 men. They all want to win. Nobody's here just to have fun. So, it was interesting. We'll see how it goes. And I get back and I tell Kendall, oh yeah, I went to a coaching clinic. The next morning I tell her, and she goes, oh, do you need a whistle? Should we get you a whistle? Mommy, I think Daddy needs to go on the computer and buy a whistle. I'm like, no, Kendall, it's baseball. You don't necessarily blow a whistle. It is like, nah,
you're probably gonna need a whistle though.
Let me know.
Nice.
So, yeah, big deal. We got baseball starting in March, so we'll see.
Sweet. What's the team name?
Oh, we're not there yet. I just did my first. We don't care about winning conference.
Did you have to get like CPR certified and everything?
I don't know.
Okay,
sounds like not.
I think they have to get like my
Joe,
blood drawn and all this kind of stuff, fingerprinted. Yeah,
drug tested.
Joe, do you do kids pitch or is this parents pitch? Or is it T-ball?
It's a combination, which doesn't really make sense to me. So it's like coach pitch mostly. Yeah,
mostly.
Is it if they're really bad, you put it on a tee, or you like soft toss it to them or something like that, like you can option.
So if they miss the first two, then you put it on a tee.
Are we talking Little League? We talking Pony League? We're talking something else.
I think it's Little League. It's called Farm A. If anybody out there knows what the hell that is, that sounds
Little League.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna suck. Those kids. You got to be
enjoy the adventure.
I don't think there'll be a put out made all season. We'll see.
Wow. All right. Well, Dave, something just to back what you were saying. My daughter Mila has a best friend, Kaya, which my wife has a group of friends, all of the same daughters, the same age as Mila, and it's very cute when she starts talking about her friends. And yeah, she's like, "Can I go with Kaya? Kaya, I want Kaya." So yeah. And also with Mila, so my whole family's been bedded up in bed like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, just mom and dad sleeping all day. Everyone's laying around.
What the hell are those Charlie and the Chocolate grandparents doing anyway in those beds? There's like 5 of them in the bed together. What are they doing?
Yeah, that's been me and Leachy and Jordy just in bed all day. Just see ya, go to school with Mila. Mila's Charlie, I guess. Or whatever. I don't know how that analogy works perfectly, but so Mila's never done this. She asked, "Where's Gracie? Where's Gracie?" Our dog Gracie is a little Shih Tzu. She's 13 years old. She's blind now. And she wasn't around. I guess everyone's so sick and busy with stuff. And we're like, oh, I don't know. And I thought, oh, the smoke alarm went off for a second. She used to run outside when the smoke alarm went off. And so I went to check outside. The sun was going down. And our little poor blind dog Gracie was just standing in the middle of our street. Probably about to get hit by a car unless Mila said something.
She's not
so
light colored either. She looks like asphalt.
No. I know, dude. She looked like a tiny little bump on the road. So if Mila didn't say, "Where's Gracie? Where's Gracie?" it was like a godsend. So My little angel didn't get sick at all while all of us were just going through, on our deathbeds. So
Mila with
that
the
girl
big guns.
she's something else. So good job, Mila. Thanks for saving Gracie's life. Thanks for not getting sick. You're the best. That's what I got.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Yeah. Anything else, guys?
I forgot I'm wearing my Suggs jersey.
Oh, yeah.
Suggs, subs,
There
and
you go.
suds, baby.
Yeah.
We saw
Harrison
that. That was-
Bader is a giant. How do you
Yeah,
feel about
Harrison
that?
Bader. We can get into
Bader.
that. And Framber Valdez might be a giant, which would be huge. He would be a huge part of the rotation.
I'd love to watch baseball and not just soccer this summer. Let's go. Let's get some Framber Valdez.
It's gonna be the summer of George. It's gonna be a great year. We got the Olympics are starting next Friday, and then you got the World Cup. Not to mention all your regular sports. It's gonna be amazing.
World Cup's coming to Levi's, correct?
It's gonna be a local. It's the local
Levi's.
Super Bowl, local World Cup. I mean, local.
It's a big
being
year for
Wisconsin,
the
but,
Bay.
We'll take it.
Yep.
No, but Levi's is pretty damn local, Joe.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, I think Levi's kind of got the shaft on the draw, the games that are coming here. But
Yeah.
Well, we got the Super Bowl, so
Either
it's
way.
not the end of the world.
and we can go, watch Harrison Bader play center field for the Gigantes this year. You know what? I watched. So I was trying to debate what team I was going to follow last year, and I was toying with the Minnesota Twins early last year.
Yeah.
And I watched a number of their games, and Harrison Bader can play a mean center field, mean outfield. He's a gamer, played great defense. He's got a little bit of pop. You're gonna like him. I think he's gonna be a good player.
Yeah.
Is
A
Jung
good
Hoo
buddy of
moving
mine's
over
a
to right
Phillies
field?
fan. He played on the Phillies for half a year.
That seems
and
to be
he
the
loved
case.
He loved him. Phillies fans love him. Yankees fans love him. Apparently, he's a big fan favorite. He reminds me a lot of who's the guy we got from the Blue Jays that Kevin
Pilar.
Yes, of the same kind of vibe as him. Apparently, fan favorite.
He runs around the outfield like he's Eric Burns, just like hair on fire.
Right.
I like it.
And, and he can jack one too. So he's a game changer.
Well, we needed some more
Well, we still
quality
need
outfielders. But
another bat and another arm.
we need a power bat.
Who's that
We just
wild
don't
man?
have a
I can't
power
remember
bat in the outfield.
Oh, I know. Kyle Tucker would have been nice, but hey, we're not the 27 Yankees here in San Francisco.
Unbelievable. Okay. Well, with that, we will leave you to it to have a great weekend, friends and family. Thank you for tuning in to the Humm Daddies. We will see you Tuesday on Heat Check, and then it looks like we're back to Friday morning releases for the Hummers and anything in between. You never know. Warriors post game, something in the spur of the moment, selfie videos. Who the hell knows? We're here for some content. We'll bring it to you when we feel like it, and that might be often. So everyone, take it easy. Have a good night. Have a good morning. Humm Daddies.
Humm Daddies. Can you guys make sure you get the full